Hi everybody, welcome back to another mod spotlight revisited with me, Sid. So a number of years ago, well, some time ago, I I did a mod spotlight for Open Modular Turrets, and it has been one of my more popular videos. But obviously time's moved on and the mod has moved on somewhat, and I thought it was time to revisit it and give it a little try. Now you will notice blocks from other mods in the mods. I will point out which, well, we will be looking at the mods and the items brought by Open Modular Turrets. So if I don't mention something, it's almost certainly nothing to do with this mod. Okay, on with the show. So we've got the set here, and let's start off over here. Nice military theme, I thought. So you'll notice that there are a few turrets about the base, and there's a few bits and pieces around the thing. So the very first thing is a sensor. Now these are crafting components. You need a sensor tier 1. Redstone and wood will give you that. You can then make a turret base tier 1, and you're using a sensor, wood and cobble to make a turret base tier 1. Now that will give you this box here, the bit at the bottom, the turret base. You're also going to need to make the turrets themselves. So you're going to need a chamber, obviously to receive your ammo, and that is a piece of wood, bit of redstone, some cobble, and you're going to need barrels, and barrels are basically tier 1 cobble and wood again. And there's a couple of turrets you've got options. One is a disposable items turret, which is made like this, a couple of cobble, the chamber, barrel and redstone. And the other one is the spud gun, or the potato turret. Which is a couple of barrels and that, and so forth, and so on and so forth. There are a few other things you are going to want. You're going to need at some point an I/O bus. An I/O bus is gold, iron and redstone. That can be used to do a power base expander tier 1, like that, and that can also do a base inventory expander to increase the ammo capacity, which is again like that. Please excuse, there is a render bug on the chest in the Tinker's crafting table. But yeah, so all of those are your tier 1 things. And if we come back down here, let's start off now. This is a, if we get in here, this is a are you a spud or a disposable? You are a this one here, disposable, and that one is a spud turret. So if we have a look over here, I should have some ammo for this. Now this has got, you'll notice there is RF, there's an option there to drop turrets, there's an option there to drop the base, there's an option there to configure where you can tell it what you want it to attack. You can add players to that, and you know, you can basically, if I go Sid 69 and we'll say add, it's not taking it. Probably because I'm actually the owner. I'm trying to think of another name. Can't think, but basically you can add things and you can control what they can do, and so on and so forth from that. There's a target, whether it's target single or multiple, so it will switch around. Range, you can decrease and increase the range, and that is the internal buffer. Now this has got a hand crank on it. That is quite simply made like this, just a big L shape of cobble, and that will just allow you to give that a little bit of an RF charge. Give it some spuds, and let's spawn. Not the most. Oops, he's got a little bit close there. I'm using husks because they don't burn in the daylight, and these chisel blocks allow them through. Now over here we have the disposable item turret. That can take cobble and oak by default, or and again, if we give that a little there, this barbed wire is probably not the best thing, but these are your tier 1. They really are very, very basic. So let's move on over to tier 2, because this is when we start getting things interesting. Sensor tier 2 is made with a tier 1 and some iron and an I/O bus. You're then going to make a turret base tier 2, one of these things, with all of those, and a tier 1 turret base and a whole load of bits and pieces. You're going to want tier 2 chamber, which is made pretty much the same as tier 1 redstone and iron, and barrel, same kind of affair. And then you get the gun turret and the incendiary turret. These are the two types of turret you can make. Gun turret is chamber, 2 barrels, some iron and an IO bus. Incendiary is a couple of barrels, couple of chambers, and so forth. However, these things also require ammunition, so you're going to need to make bullets for this bad boy, and this is fairly simple. You need a couple of iron, gunpowder and redstone will give you 64 bullets. We're not tight with the bullets costs, and we'll take the ammo from there. We'll give that to this guy who's got, you'll notice, a decent range on it. You also notice there's some add-on things which we'll come to in a moment. We'll give him some stuff, and there you go. That moment where you've realised you've forgot to populate the dropper. Oops, my bad. Can I reach it from over there? Yep, let me borrow a few husks. Oh well, I planned it out so well, but I'm not going back now. Pretty fast. And he's dead. And you use what? 11 shots to do that. And keep hold of those just in case I've forgotten them anywhere else. So we come around over here. This is the incendiary turret. The incendiary turret uses blazing clay, which is clay, blaze powder and redstone. Again, that gives you 32. We'll take that and we shall load this up. With a bit of luck, I've forgotten to bloody load it. There you go. Pretty self-explanatory, really. Alright, let's move on then. So I mentioned that there were these add-ons and upgrades. Let's start with the add-ons. I think the blue, or the upgrades. So you've got an upgrade in accuracy, upgrade in efficiency, fire rate, range, scatter shot. We'll come back to those. So these are all basically a similar recipe: IO bus and quartz, some flint for the scatter shot, some diamond for the range, blaze powder for the fire rate, iron ender, yeah, mental blank there, for efficiency, and gold for accuracy. Now the other side of things, which is the add-ons, these are, so you've got the turret concealer, you've got the recycler, you've got the damage boost, solar panel, and fake drops. Again, similar kinds of recipes. You've got iron, gold, chest in this one, ender IO, and quartz will give you that one. This is ender chest and magma cream with gold. Over here we've got iron and end stone for the damage boost, and under pearls, not end stone. You've got a solar panel, that is just lapis and some bits and pieces like that to give you that one, and fate drops is lapis and eye of ender with quartz. These have varying effects. If I just take a copy of that one will conceal the turret when they aren't shooting. That one is a chance for it not to use ammo, as well as a chance to generate ammo. So yep, damage boost, kind of self-explanatory, adds a few percentage of hit points. Solar panel is charging, and fate drops gives it player base drops. Now in addition to all of that, we've got the power base expander tier 2, which is basically a power base expander tier 1 with iron, IO buses and a block of redstone. And there's a turret over here we have the tier 2 inventory expander, same as the tier 1 but with a tier 2 at the top there. And then you have a turret memory card, which is basically allows you to copy the settings. After you've gone through and configured a turret the way you like it, you can copy the settings and just bring them over using this particular device. There are 3 uncraftable, there's another add-on, which is the redstone reactor. If I can get this the right way around, generates 1500 RF per redstone dust, so that's done this way. And there are 2 uncraftable ones, which are presumably craftable if you have the right mods in. I have not tested this. Add-on serial port links it to computer craft, and add-on potential converter will link it to Thorncraft. Now obviously that is completely dead because Thorncraft itself is dead in its current state. It's not been updated. Okay, tier 3. Let's move on. As before, sensor tier 3 takes a tier 2 and some gold. Turret base takes a tier 2 and some sensor and some more gold. Chamber is pretty much the same thing, a tier 2 chamber with gold and stuff. Barrel tier 3 is gold and the same again, and you're going to have 2 turrets again here. We've got the grenade launcher and the relativistic turret. Now the relativistic turret is a bit of an odd one. Oh, incidentally, you'll notice there doesn't appear to be a turret base on it. If I take that and just, you can right click with any block and disguise those. We'll take the grenade turret and we'll give this fella his grenades, and then this one here is the relativistic turret. Now this fires nothing, it slows targets down. Boom, boom, boom. So basically it just slows them down, they can't move around as quickly. That's pretty much it. Grenades themselves are just redstone, gunpowder and iron, and similarly you have a inventory and power expander based on the same kind of concept, the previous one, plus the material of that tier, which is gold, plus the bits and pieces. Let's move on to tier 4. Now this is one of the areas where I have a slight disagreement with this mod. You'll see when we get to tier 5, but the tier 4 sensor is quite fine. It's tier 3 with diamonds and stuff. Turret base tier 4, exactly the same kind of thing, previous tier. Chamber, tier 4, and barrels. Then you've got the rocket launcher turret and the teleporter turret. Now, what I would like to do, if I can, is what have I got? If I can find myself, I've got a pig. Over here is a teleporter turret. Give that fellow a little bit of time. Give him a little bit of time. You are working, aren't you? Hang on. He's got power. He's there. He should be able to. Why are you not teleporting? Oh, there you go. It's not very instant. It teleports them over. One of the tricks I found the very, very useful with this was the ability to. Come on, let's push you in. Go in there. No, damn it! Go in there. Well, doesn't matter. Anyway, on here we've got the rocket launcher turret. Oh, he's gone in. Let me just turn you off if I can. Let me take the range right down. That should do the trick. There we go. Rocket made like that gives you 32 of them. I have got rockets over here. I've got 2 rocket launcher turrets. Oh, and that gives you an idea what happens. Pretty cool, I think you'll agree. And as before, we have the inventory and power expanders. Okay, let's move to tier 4. So before we get, tier 5, before we get there is a companion mod to this, which is this particular thing here. And this is the defensive structures or passive side of the things, which is what you're seeing here. These fences are all from it. These walls are all from it. So the fences are really basic. It's all uses iron bars, and then the tier of material, so cobble, iron, gold, diamond, obsidian, and gives you these various tiers of fence. Similarly, you've got a, if you look here, we've got a reinforced block or hardened block tier 1, which is just sand and gravel and cobble. Take 6 of those, will give you some wall. If you take some of those and combine with any of the smooth stones, you'll get tier 2, and combine those into 6, you'll get that. Combine them with brick and you'll get tier 3. Make those, strangely enough, you'll get wall. Combine that with nether brick, you'll get tier 4. That will give you this particular one here, and then combine it with obsidian to get the highest hardness wall there is there. And moving on to tier 5. Now this is my area of contention. The tier 5 uses obsidian as its valuable object, whereas a tier 4 uses diamond. Now I don't know about you, but if you give me a toss-up between using 4 diamonds and 4 obsidian, I would rather use 4 obsidian. I think they should reverse the actual tierage, so obsidian is tier 4, possibly even tier 3, because gold is probably harder to get than obsidian. But yeah, anyway, tier 5 sensor, tier 5 base, chamber tier 5, barrel tier 5, you've got the laser turret and the railgun turret. And here is a railgun turret, nicely hidden, nicely there, just doing nothing, minding its own business. Now we're into 2 add-on slots, 2 upgrade slots as well. However, you'll notice no laser turret. Why? It takes a little while. It's not a lot of damage. I put on a rate and fire rate and range upgrade and a concealer on it, so when there's nothing to shoot, this is invisible. I'm going to tell you to configure and do not attack mobs. Right, the ferromagnetic slugs for the railgun are here. They're basically redstone, iron and flint. You take a bunch of those, and this thing is evil. Dead zombies. And finally, as before, you have the same expander for power and chests. And that's it. The mod is translated through to 1.11. It's not in 1.12 as of yet, but it's still current. If you're wondering power-wise, I'm using Immersive Engineering Creative Power Blocks to run these. They will work off any RF power source that I've tried them with, and yeah, so there we go. Open Modular Turrets by Ponjabisus. I swear these people pick names to just so we can't say them, and Keridos. As per usual, all the details are in the description. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.